Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to the Blackburn Arena for this evening's game against the Billingham Stars. And as you can see tonight, we've got a special occasion. We've been entered into hallowed ground. This is the Blackburn Hawks home changing room for this evening's video. As well as playing the Billingham Stars, tonight is a very special occasion. We are receiving the trophy for being the Morley Conference champions, the first time in our 25-year history. So, in order to mark this occasion, I've got a special guest along with me. If you follow me this way, Jonny Comber. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Now, a lot of people may not necessarily know your face, but they'll know your voice. Why is that?
Yeah, probably a better thing that really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I help out with the Hawks F5 radio that we do at away games, going around the country. I'm lead commentator, I'd say, the best way of describing it, but we get people on like yourself, people like ours, Howard Thornton, etc, etc.
Yeah.
Who help me out on away days, and it's good fun.
Absolutely. We get a lot of people listening to the radio, every comments and things like that, so obviously a lot of people kind of recognise your voice and stuff from that. But obviously, avid Hawks fan as well.
Yes, most definitely. Love
so,
around the country,
let's get
the voice.
Your opinion on the game last week against Sutton, 3-0 win.
Yeah, it was a very good game, I thought. Sutton's second in the league, they're there for a reason. They were going to come, put up a fight. As we've seen earlier in the season, they are one of the teams that have taken points off us, albeit that was in Sheffield. They came in, they played hard, they played strong, wanted to get under our skin, but I think the boys did a good job. Dispatched them. I'd say 3-0. I think they could have probably got a few on the board and they probably would have felt disappointed, but in the end, we prevailed and got the win and be champions.
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a very niggly game, wasn't it? It wasn't your kind of 8-2s, 8-1s that we've been used to against maybe some of the other teams in the league. Would you like to see Sutton in the playoffs after a game like that?
I think they deserve to be, but it's just so tight in those next three positions. Sheffield and Whitley, I think, are currently out of the positions, but are most definitely fighting for it. And it's anyone's game, really, isn't it? Because they've all got to play each other a couple of times, I think, between now and April. So I wouldn't want to place a bet on which team will make it and which team won't make it. I think it's going to be a last-minute decision between who gets in there.
Absolutely. Right, well, we've got the game coming up, obviously, tonight against Billingham Stars. You're not actually going to be watching the game as a fan because you're helping out on Billingham's radio, aren't you? Talk a little bit about why you're doing their radio and how that came about.
Well, it's not just the Hawks F5 radio, we have a NIHL radio kind of set up throughout the league where the likes of Whitley Warriors, obviously Blackburn Hawks, Billingham Stars are part, and then we drop down to the Laidler League as well, where the likes of D-Side Dragons do their own league, and I think Widnes maybe as well, I could be mistaken on that. So basically, I formed a bit of a partnership, as you would call it, with Billingham Stars, where AJ from Billingham does the radio for him. He's their lead commentator, so when we go up to Billingham, he helps me out, and now he's helped me out twice so far this season, so it's only fair really to return the favour. So when Billingham come to our rink on Sunday, I'm going to be helping out AJ on the radio for them, which will be good fun.
Absolutely, and those that have listened into the Hawks away game up at Billingham, because it's a long way to go, so a lot of people do kind of listen in on that one. Positive feedback from having that balanced perspective from two fans of both sides, really.
Yeah, I think we both know the game very well. We both know each other's teams very well from watching it over the past couple of seasons, and we both seem to be able to call it fairly. We're not biased to each other. We'll say if Stars are playing well, I'll say it. If Hawks are playing well, AJ is not afraid to say it, and I think it works well. We bounce off each other quite well, and we basically get on, which is obviously a good thing.
Does it not make you giggle a little bit when he says Arnone?
Yeah, I do a bit of funny things to say to you, but I am a plastic scouser, as people tell me, so I can't really criticise other people, can I?
I think my favourite part is when you can't quite tell what the number is, because I've done radio and you think it's 15, 19 or whatever, and you end up calling people by their wrong name.
Yeah,
it's hard work, but it's fun, isn't it?
I think I've had a few people mocking me on text message, and I think I made up one recently. I think it was Luke Nurse.
Luke Nurse,
I was so excited to see Jake Nurse back on the ice. I got his name wrong after all the time he'd been out.
I think my favourite one was when we went to Manchester and I was commentating, and I think my exact words were, "I'd love to tell you what's happening, but the TV's in the way and I can't see a thing."
Yeah, that's happened quite a few times over the whole thing of my string.
So, looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be a good one on Sunday.
Of course, it's Stars versus Hawks. There's no such thing as a meaningless game. We may have won the league, but we're not going to roll over against Stars. And like I just said before about playoff positions, they're going to be fighting for it, aren't they? They need to win. They want to get up there. They want to secure the playoff spot for April. So, expecting a hard-fought game, they're going to come. They're going to want to try and battle our cages and put up a good fight. I see it as a close one, like they always seem to be.
Yeah, they'd absolutely love to spoil the party was getting the trophy after they beat us, wouldn't they? So we've got to make sure that hopefully doesn't happen.
And they may be league champions, and go undefeated, but the Stars, they want to get that kind of one over. They want to be the team that knocks us off our little perch at the moment with the unbeaten run. And then get an opportunity like that, they're not going to pass on it, are they?
Absolutely. So, right, another thing we want to talk about, obviously, with tonight being such a special night, we're hoping that there's going to be lots of people currently watching this video on the screens and things like that. So we've got a little sort of message we want to put out to them in case they're unaware of it. Obviously, you are kind of the voice of the Hawks this season. nearly all of the away games, if not by yourself, but definitely with other people. However, next season you're actually stepping down from that position because you're actually committing more to the multimedia side and getting involved with a lot more of the video stuff, so it's sort of time constraints. We're all volunteers here at the club, everyone's kind of respectful of that. So you're getting more involved with that side, so you're actually stepping down as commentator for the Hawks next season. So if there's people out there watching this video right now, what would you tell them is great about doing the commentary?
It's talking about what you love. We all from different parts of the country watching Blackburn Hawks. We all travel to come to the games, and all you're doing at the games is you're talking about what you love and talking about what you see, and it's so enjoyable. Yeah, you might lose your voice and it can be a bit tiring at times, but talking about the team that you love, you get to meet great people. I've got to know yourself through doing this pretty much. I've got to know Ars of Howard, I've got to know AJ from Billingham, as you've said. You go up and down the country as well watching the lads on the away games. That's never a dull moment when you're on the coaches or driving up. So if anyone's wondering, a bit pessimistic about whether to jump in or not, just take the little bit of leap of faith. We would never throw you in the deep end and put you on your own. You always be with someone who's going to be there with you and will help you take the lead role. So I strongly recommend, if people want to give it a go, just put your hand up and we'll help you out with it.
That's it. I mean, I totally agree with you. It's not a case. I think a lot of people are apprehensive because they think, oh, I've got to go and do an entire game all by myself, and I don't really know it. Maybe I've only been watching the Hawks this season because of this rep. And it's not really the case of that. I remember my first go on commentary. I was actually with yourself over in Sheffield, and you get a lot of support from other people. There's a good group of people who want to get involved with it as well. So you're never kind of committed to doing everything yourself. So if someone's out there watching this now and they think, actually I want to give that a go, what can they do? How can they get involved?
They can get in contact with myself through Facebook, through Hawks F5, you see it there. There's Oz Phillips, who I'm sure is another name that people know from around the rink, being the announcer, get in contact with him. Just make yourself aware on Hawks F5 if you want already, and it'll elevate from there basically. I'm at pretty much every game along with yourself and other people. We're knowing who we are, people can come and grab us and it'll go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you know his face as well as his voice, so if you see him hanging around at the bar,
I'll let you choose which one's worse.
Yeah. Excellent. Right, so score prediction for this weekend against Billingham?
Never an easy game, as it's proved as the past couple we've had up at the Forum in Billingham. I'll go with 3-2 Hawks win.
Okay, interesting. See, I'm going to go, I think it's going to be big scoring but really tight. I'm going for 5-4. 5-4
Hawks. Hawks, yeah. Just clarifying that bit.
We're not back in the stars, are we? Oh. So excellent. Right, Johnny, thanks very much for joining me this evening.
Pleasure, guys.
Appreciate it. Here in the Hawks home dressing room. Best of luck tonight, Hawks. Enjoy the game.
Enjoy the game, guys.